G'day guys, my name is Lil Tomo. Welcome again to another Sonic the Hedgehog toy and character review. I am Lil Tomo with the blue sticker. Good old Sonic the Hedgehog doing absolutely nothing because it's hot in Australia. Let's put the item away. Let's put him away. Get the item out. This is a Sonic the Hedgehog AM, FM, all-weather sport radio review of sorts, as you can see from the item. Now, funny enough, a little trivia about this item. I actually didn't know this item existed until I saw a review about 2 years ago by another user who, unfortunately, she's no longer active on YouTube, and I think she might have deleted her account. I'm not 100% sure, but regretfully, she's no longer active, so I can't what's the word, I can't reference her review into my channels. But yeah, she was the one that more or less made me get wind of this item, and that's what made me want to get this item, just to showcase this actual item in its entirety, just because it's pretty unique in its own right and all sort of stuff. So that's a little fun throwback, of course. So let's get into the actual item itself. Now let's bring it in as best we can. Of course, we have the obligatory 90s throwback to the Green Hill Zone. I guess that was a stock standard trademark for when creating Sonic items or merchandise of that nature. You have the standard obligatory Sonic the Hedgehog item, and you have the standard obligatory "You've seen by the hit video game" by Seeger. Awesome. Ages 8 and up, and it says it's got AM, FM radio. For those who may or may not know, back in the 90s and 80s, it was pretty big to have radios of different caliber, and this was the big thing. We didn't have CDs back then, but yeah, shows my age in a weird way. And it says all-weather sports radio. Now, what makes this pretty awesome-ish, kind of, if you really want to go there, it's water resistant. It has water resistant speakers. Ooh. Integrated circuitry and carry strap included. Essentially, this is water resistant, not waterproof. So if I was to throw this in a bucket of water, yeah, this wouldn't work. As to if it works now, I'm not 100% sure. I'll probably think so, since it's still in its original shrink package, but who knows. Now, what makes this item in particular interesting, one of the main reasons why I wanted to get it its entirety, I do see it pop up every now and then, just by the device itself, but I wanted to get in its full package, simply because what sells me most about this is the combination of both the package and the item. Point in case, you have a picture of Sonic the Hedgehog, which granted does look exceptionally weird compared to most of the design that are currently out there in modern packaging and all that sort of stuff. He's got his weird spinning effect. It should be, in my honest opinion, bigger, but let bygones be bygones. And you have kind of this sunset-esque effect going on with his quills and his face. That's pretty awesome. But what I find in particular this item more captivating, in my honest opinion, this is just me, of course, is how they blend the item with the package. Most packages nowadays, they kind of let the packaging do its own thing, and then if you destroy it, that's it. But if you look closely, you have a picture of Sonic the Hedgehog running towards that direction, that direction. Can't even point. And you see, of course, one of his hands, but if you see where his other hand is, it's over here, holding onto the actual item itself. And that is kind of pretty awesome, to say the least. It's one of those things I've always found fascinating when they're doing packaging. Nowadays, you don't see it as often. You do see it every now and then, but not as often. Back then, they really like to blend it. It's kind of a harmonious effect of sorts. Like, it blends well. That's why it makes. If it wasn't for that, to be directly honest, if it wasn't for that little effect, I know this is very lame, I wouldn't have bought this in its mint condition. That's purely what sold me on it. The fact that it has immersion, that you have the packaging with the item. Sad, I know, but it is what it is, and that's the reason. Granted, his hand does look a bit weird, and of course you have to use your imagination that he's stretching his hand really out there, but it's animation, it is what it is. Of course, you have the batteries, which requires 4A batteries, which is not included. And for those who've been checking out my channels for a while, a lot of electronic items back in the 90s were created by the DSI. The marketing department needs to work on the logo there. And of course, you have the little carry strap where you can put it around your neck, which is loose, and at the back has absolutely nothing, but we'll get to the back shortly. So let's move in here. Awesome. What makes this interesting is immersion, of course, but you have a picture of Sonic the Hedgehog, and he's pointing to the various frequencies of the AM, FM. Nowadays you have like auto frequency where you just tap it and will find the nearest one. These ones you actually had to tilt the little nozzle, which if you look closely, please focus, you have of course Sonic the Hedgehog. It says Sonic Sports. Funny enough, it doesn't say Sonic the Hedgehog, it says Sonic Sports, and you have him putting at the frequencies in which you'll need to basically maneuver this to find it. And of course you have another nozzles here. You can choose either AM or FM, and it has its bands. And at the very bottom, what was this? Yeah, it has audio, so this will be the actual audio. So if you tilt it to the right, higher volume, tilt it to the left, lower volume, but if you click it all the way to the bottom, it will turn it off. And you have of course the water resistant speakers, which has of course the logo Sonic the Hedgehog. It's pretty retro and it's pretty standard. It's predominantly white, as you can probably tell, but it's got nice popping out colors. That's the best way I can describe it. You have of course green, you have of course blue, you have red, you have yellow, you have the logo, you have blue, and you have this little jaggedy line. So you look like a pretty cool hipster-ish 90s kid. Funny enough, back in the day, this was it, kind of the stylish effect of it. I know it's weird, but not exactly Sonic, but it was pretty weird back in the 90s. You could even, I guess, compare it to the hipsters-ish, even though I don't like labeling, but you could really compare it to the sort of stuff that's coming out there now, and all the weird clothing. But that's it, that's the item. At the actual back, you'll have you could open it. You just literally twist it. It says open close, as you can probably tell. Open close, you open it up, you put the batteries, and away it goes. Of course you have a warning label here, which has just standard obligatory information, and you have just warranty, the models. This was actually sold for $6, which is what, like maybe 20 bucks now, upscaling probably. I don't know, I could be wrong. How much did I get this for? That's the better question. I got this for about, I think it was about, I'm pretty sure it was about $60 all up, including shipping. I'm pretty sure. This one in particular, I didn't spend too much money, and I was actually thankful that I actually got it. It's in good condition. I have it out with all my other radios and all that sort of stuff. You know what? It is good for what it is. You know, of course, I forgot to mention that's where you put the strap-ons on either side here. So yeah, weird little item, but fascinating item nonetheless. As you can tell, I don't stick to the generic, you know, figurines of Sonic. I like to mix it up and match, you know, kind of a throwback to the 90s as well as a throwback to Sonic as well. Yeah, 60 bucks or buy. Really, look, I'm going to probably give this, I don't know, is this something that people really collect? I have absolutely no idea. Is this something that I collect? I did. So I'll probably be fair and generous and say 5 stars out of 10. Not super rare, but not super common. You can find it every now and then. I was lucky to find it. No surprises, I got this from eBay. This was released roughly 1993-ish, thereabouts. So if it's super rare, something you're looking after for, hey, look, it's pretty awesome piece. If it's something you want to pass, hey, I can totally understand. It's not for everybody, of course, but I got it just to show you guys, but as well just to have it on my collection, just to have a conversational starter. You know, our friends to come over and say, hey man, I remember, you know, back in the day, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, throwback. But yeah, 5 stars out of 10. Nothing super rare, nothing super common. You know, guys, thank you so much for checking out this review. Tell me your thoughts. Have any stories back of the 90s? Are you from the 90s, or you're kind of the new generation of sorts? You know, guys, thank you so much for checking out this review. Stay tuned, speed on, and of course, take care.